Welcome to this week's episode of Dichotomy. Now, last week we started the Taming Your Inner Critic conversation with Becky during her coaching session. In this week, we continue that with part 2 and help her to find the solutions so she can get back on track, ignore her inner critic, and become her own best friend and guide.
Yes, by giving it a name, we do give it life, but we also give ourselves the ability to hold that entity to account. By separating it from us enough to say it's there and we're here, we are not identical. We're not completely 100% the same. In the same way, identical twins can hold each other to account, right? They are still intrinsically connected, but they can look at each other and say, hey, what you just said there isn't cool, or what you just did isn't cool, and it makes me feel crappy and I'd like you to change that. So calling it the judge is perfect for this type of critical voice that you're hearing. So let's start next by teaching the judge a lesson respectfully.
Okay, how do I teach the judge a lesson though? Because right now it feels like the judge has been winning for, well, decades. And why do so respectfully? Does the judge have feelings or something?
Okay, remember this is a part of you. We're going to show judge some love, some compassion, some caring, and some guidance as she evolves into a supportive part of you, a healthy critic, not the overbearing, judgmental critic that is always there to bring you down. So when the judge pops up, I'd like you to stop her in her tracks. I'd like you to say, not today, Judy. I've got this. I've grown up, and while I appreciate you're trying to help me, I'm confident that I know what I'm doing. Sounds funny and it's going to feel awkward, but effectively, you articulating to the judge is actually articulating out to the cosmos. It's sending energy out there. It's also getting you to practice saying, I have this. Thoughts, words, and actions create. They manifest energy into material form. So if we think or say something that says, I've got this, I'm confident, I appreciate your input, but I don't need it today, we are creating a material reality which we then can experience. Sounds a bit voodoo, I know, but as Einstein said, once you understand energy, you understand everything.
Wait, that's it. I just start telling the judge to back off. Will it listen? That feels almost too simple, but I guess. Yeah, I can try that. So it's like I'm acknowledging it's there, but I'm not letting it run the show anymore because I have to start speaking up when the voice gets critical. But what if it doesn't work? What if the judge just gets louder? Or I forget to do it in the moment?
The judge will only get louder if you let your auto programming kick back in and let it get louder. If you fall back to your own old pattern of behavior, which is to hear it and then automatically feel small and shut down, yep, then the judge is going to get louder and still control you. Absolutely. But we're trying to put a stage gate, a stop point between the voice activating and your response to it. Okay. We want to separate the two so that that section in the middle where you used to have an autopilot functioning, that autopilot switch is now turned off. I'd like you to consciously turn that automatic response switch off. So yes, the voice will be there. Yes, Judge Judy will criticize you. No problem. Once we hear it, we stop and we decide what we want to do next. And by doing that, you're starting to create new neural pathways. You're starting to create new ways of responding to the critic, and you're starting to give your mind and your body ways of having multiple options open up to you. The other benefit to actually having a stop point in this process is that, yes, the voice will still be there, but the voice will start to take more and more of a back seat. It will get quieter in the sense that you will be stopping and saying, I would like to choose what my next path is or what my next step is. And when I'm choosing, I have the freedom to do A, B, C, or D. Whereas in the past, I used to just do whatever I was told. You are teaching yourself by having choice that you actually have control of the situation. And when you have control of the situation, you feel safe. When you feel safe, you feel confident. When you feel confident, you go out there and do things that you wouldn't have done before. So, from what you've told me, there's no lack of confidence in your ability to do your job. So, all that is tripping you up is that autopilot switch is being triggered, and we haven't yet installed version 2 of the program. Well, does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It makes a lot of sense, actually. I've become so used to it that I don't even think about it that much. My response is just my response, but I've never stopped to think that I actually had a choice about it. I'm not sure why I haven't thought of that before, but as you said, we all experience it, so I guess it's just one of those things. I have some practice to do, huh?
So that the more you open yourself up to the concept or the possibility of being able to change this program or create version 2 of it, the more you show the courage to break the cycle, and literally the more you will achieve that.
I actually really like that idea. It's not just about shutting the judge down, because I haven't been able to so far. It's about building something new. And every time I say, "Not today, Judy, I've got this," I'm literally practicing the new version of, well, both of us, the upgraded hard drive. That actually makes sense. I'm happy to give that a go.
Okay, so to wrap up, I don't want to overwhelm you with too much this week. Think of it in 4 easy steps. First, hear the voice. Recognize good old Judge Judy. Second, put that stop gate in place. Turn that auto responder switch off. Okay, you can do that by implementing a little bit of breathing, breath work. You can touch your heart. You can do anything that will trigger you to say, I am going to stop here and not let my auto programming kick in. Third thing is choose whether this is fact or fiction. Is what you're hearing, sorry, is what you're hearing legitimate? Or is it just this same old boring voice that comes up every time you have to face something you're a little bit nervous about? Now, this will also show you a few patterns. It may be the voice only comes up in certain circumstances, or it might come up in all sorts of things. I'd like you to take note of that. And the fourth step is, what action are you going to choose once you've listened to it? What path forward are you going to take that is different to what you would have taken in the past when your autopilot was on? Okay, so 4 steps. You comfortable with those? We can get moving.
Yes, I understand the 4 steps. The hardest bit will be catching the voice as it happens and stopping myself from feeling bad about it straight away. But I think now I should be able to remember to take a breath and ask myself what I would like to do about it, instead of what I have been doing, which clearly hasn't worked so well.
Okay, so if you get time, write a few notes in your journal. Keep a few ideas, few points of things down that happen during the next few weeks. We'll talk again in 2 weeks' time, but it'll be really interesting to see what you are observing of your own experiences of this. But for now, we just want to have the simple 4 steps, make some journal notes, see how you go, and don't aim for perfection. Okay. Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, sometimes it's 2 steps backwards. And remember, this program has been installed in your operating system for a very long time. We can't expect it to suddenly disappear or be overridden by version 2.0 immediately. We have to give Judge Judy time to assimilate the new world, to understand the new healthy boundaries, and for us to support her in her growth through to becoming a valuable partner in life.
It would be lovely not have to listen to all that negativity. It's like having a grumpy old aunt sitting on your shoulder. I've got this. Well, I think I have.
Yeah? Okay. So all the best with that. I'll talk to you again in 2 weeks, and I hope this has been helpful.
Yes, it has. Thank you. Here's hoping I can get Judge Judy under control a little more. See you then.